I have become a living soul. And I'm going to pass right on through this veil of sorrows. And one of these days, even on the way, there is going to be victory. There's going to be rejoicing. I might hurt sometimes when I wave my arm, but I'll do what I can, because just past this pain, there is going to be some perfect peace and some joy and some happiness and some wondrous blessings untold forevermore, where we'll never grow old. We'll never know another pain. We'll never be limited by walls or things that would try to stop us as we go forward. Hallelujah. Faith. What a subject. It's a substance of things hoped for. Hallelujah. I'm cutting off at least 2 hours of my message. I still got 5 minutes to go, because I had 2 hours and 5 more minutes to go. So stay with me. Hallelujah. Everybody say now. Say now. Now. In my Bible right here, the now is with a great big capital N. And the O and the W are capitalized also. It's like it takes up the space almost of 2 verses the way it's written here. The N takes 2 lines because it's so large. Big, black, bold N. And then a capital O and a capital W. Yeah, the N word. Now. Brother Rick said that. I just repeating him. Whatever that means. Now. Hey, let's let the N word always mean now. Yeah? That's what you meant anyhow, wasn't it, Brother Rick? Now. So somebody says, I heard somebody say the N word. Say, well, that's wonderful. They're talking about now. Now faith is the substance. Not a while ago faith or future faith, but right now there needs to be somebody looking at something more than the canvas. There needs to be somebody doing more than listening to the sound of music in the background and looking at a keyboard wishing you could do that. There needs to be that ability to stand there and look at that saying, I'm going to do this, whatever it takes. Those struggling days, trying to learn these musical instruments, while other children were doing other things. Upon the advice of a man of faith, I found myself reaching forward to those things that would help me to be able to accomplish what I could see myself doing. I could see myself playing the trombone by music. I could see myself playing the trumpet. I don't think it was just a thing of pride. I feel like it was a thing of assurance that I am somebody and my life can mean something, because I had been so rejected as a child at school. I had been so left out in so many things because of some physical disabilities. I had been so mocked and ridiculed by others. Not everybody. I had a few friends, but even they were criticized because they liked me. I felt like I was inferior. And to then find some hope that maybe there's just something I can do as a child. This motivated me because I started listening to my pastor, my daddy, my friend, as he said a few words that started me in this direction. And those words that he spoke, he was giving me some hope and opening my eyes and caused me to look ahead. And he mentioned things like being mightily used of God to play musical instruments, perhaps direct choirs and orchestras and bands. But he said, son, in order to do those things, you'll have to learn what it takes to get there. He said, I can't take you there. I can't make it happen for you. But he said, while others are playing football, which is something you really don't need to do because you have brittle bones, while others are playing basketball, which is something you don't really need to do because it's the same condition. You can be somewhere with a book open, or with hands on a keyboard, or with a guitar upon your knee, or a horn upon your lips, going forward to become what it's going to take a lot of work to become. But he said, if you want that, you're in a position right now where if you start, it'll happen. If you set your hopes on it, and you make that your dream, and let it be your goal, and don't look back. That was my pastoral preacher advice. Now, that was what he said to me. There were other things he said to other people about where they were going. People would be in his office saying, I don't know what to do from this point forward. Things are falling apart. My life is broken. My family is miserable. I can't keep a job. I can't do this. I can't do it. And I listened to him many times, talk to them in similar ways. But it wasn't about music. It was about other things. For the mechanic, he talked about cars, getting knowledgeable, because he said cars are not always going to be what they are now. And just because you can fix your car today doesn't mean you'll be able to fix cars tomorrow. But if you would apply yourself, you could become the mechanic that everybody wants to come to. And you could support your family. And you could get out of your financial despair. But what you'll have to do is something I can't do for you. You're going to have to set some goals. You're going to have to open some books and be doing some things while others are doing other things. And then there'll come a time when you'll be able to look back and say, I did what it took because I saw something that others didn't see. And now they're all coming to you and paying you good money to fix their automobiles. To the builder, he talked about houses and lumber and coming out from just doing favors from your neighbors and staying busy all the time and staying broke to being able to really become the authority on building. Get to know something about architecture. Get to know something about plumbing. Get to know something about the proper contacts to make and the education you need and the experience involved. Learn all you can about geometry and learn all you can about these various things, foundations. He went on and on. I'd hear him talking to these people. I didn't understand it. I was a little boy. But I did have some understanding open as he sat on the edge of my bed and said, son, let's talk about music. Anybody else coming into that conversation might not have heard what I heard. Hallelujah. But I was desperately needing some hope. And I took my desperate need of hope and I listened to those words of faith coming from somebody that I believed and somebody I trusted. And I hung on every word he said. When that conversation was over, I went from having my head down to walking with some kind of good pride. I'm going to be somebody. Hallelujah. And now at school, they didn't understand me because sometimes I would sit in class even. Probably shouldn't have been, but I was so determined to reach this goal. If I didn't understand what was going on, couldn't understand what the teacher was saying anyhow, I just wrote music. Some of them thought it was a bad thing. It might not have been the way to do it, but I tell you what, I was going somewhere. My grades weren't all that good sometimes, but I went off the edge in a flair for music because those few words made me see that this could happen. And by the time I was in the 10th grade, I was studying college graduate textbooks and understanding them. By the time I was in 11th grade, I was writing marches for high school bands and for colleges. By the time I came college age, I was given a scholarship to Arkansas State University as a freshman. I wrote the football fight song for Arkansas State University and got the praise of the whole university. I'm not saying this to brag on myself, but I'm telling you, from sitting on the side of that bed to directing that band, the best band in the state of Arkansas at the Arkansas State University, with the music that I had written as a freshman in college, and to see tears in my band director's eyes, and to see those senior music majors saying, wow, we can't even do this. I can't explain to you the joy and the feeling that came over